Welcome back to the Autistic Podcast of Jojo Sabilo. My name is Jojo Sabilo, or you can call me Navy. Well, yeah, welcome aboard and welcome back to this Autistic Podcast. Today, I'd like to, how is it? I'm going to call it, I'd like to present you something like a PowerPoint, like a presentation. It's just about a casual talks. It's about, as you can see on the screen, right now I'm looking at the screen right now, and I need to make sure if the camera is looking good and everything is okay on the display. It's been a couple of minutes. I'll be with you for a couple of next minutes. I'll be with you. I'll be conveying a lot of things. I hope you don't mind. And well, yeah, let's just begin. As you can see on the screen, this is about inclusive oral language learning through auditory-based dubbing. Yeah, inclusive oral language learning through auditory-based dubbing. So, as you can see, it's my name on my LinkedIn. It's on my LinkedIn page. I have been uploading this presentation to my LinkedIn, so you can easily find it on my LinkedIn. My LinkedIn. So we're imagining English as foreign language instruction for visually impaired learners in Indonesia through sound-centered pedagogy. Let's go to the next slide. The problem. Yeah, this is the problem. And maybe I'll be with you for the next 10 or maybe 20 minutes. I'm not really sure about it, but bear with me, will you? So the problem is the visual dominance in the EFL classroom. It is image-heavy materials. Teaching resources rely on pictures. Yes, we know that a lot. Pictures, charts, and visual prompts that exclude blind learner. How do you think that a blind learner, we are forcing ourselves to make the blind learners to see. Meanwhile, they see nothing except maybe a piece of light, the sun rays. That's what they say. I've got a lot of blind friends. I've got a lot of blind friends, and that's what their testimony is. Printed text barriers. Written materials dominate instruction, leaving visually impaired students unable to access content. Yeah, there's not a lot of braille out there for them. And also marginalized participation. Speaking and listening activities depends on visual cues, preventing full classroom engagement for the visually impaired learners. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to convey. So the next slide is about symbolic versus substantive inclusion. The current reality. I'm sorry, my English is sometimes meeting an error. The current reality. Yeah, the current reality. Inclusive education in Indonesia remains largely symbolic in practice. It's really symbolic in practice. Policies exist, but classrooms fail to adapt instructions meaningfully. While visually impaired learners are physically present, but pedagogically excluded from core language activity, that means they are present in the class, but learn nothing from the class. It's the sad truth in our education in Indonesia. Or maybe in some other part of the Southeast Asia. Or maybe some other part in the Africa. Or maybe some other part. There's a lot of other part. Well, neurotypical and then ableism, I must say that. The word that I know, the word that has been dominated by ableism person. They are able to do anything without feeling obstacle. That means they are not disabled person. Although there's some sort of a psychological explanation between between all of those things around their part, we will find something really specific. Why, if a majority of people is dominating the minority of people, for example, the minority in this case is a disabled person or disabled people, then it will get secluded, excluded, left behind, and so many kind of things happen to disabled person, disability, to those who have disability. And the cameras keep tracking my face. I know, and I like it. I like it. I've got some adjustment on the camera so the display is better and you can hear me better and you can listen to me better. Okay, the vision. Hang on a second. The vision. True inclusion requires substantive change. Instructional strategies designed from the ground up to channel auditory learning. Equity. Yeah, equity means rethinking how we teach oral proficiency, not just accommodating visual methods. Yeah, we need to be fair. Justice for all. Justice for those who can see. Justice for those who cannot see. I mean, in realization, this is very hard to apply. I know that. And then the next slide, the solution, auditory-based dubbing. Yeah, this is yeah, oh my God, look at that. Why is the picture so good? I know it's AI, but it's looking so true. Like, I know it's just some illustration based and generated from AI, but it's good. It's good for, like for basic brainstorming and those kind of things. And I built my classic one. This is a battery. This is a very vintage watch, if you can see. Yeah, but it's kind of a bit blurry, but I'm trying. Let's see. Yeah, just a bit out. Yeah. There's a brown leather strap. And then button is coming from China, by the way. And I do like this micro brands watch. Micro watches brands. And that's the thing. So the solution, what is the solution? Auditory-based dubbing, one of the solution, yeah. We got a structured or genre. Dubbing is a position as a theory-informed instructional strategy, not a creative supplement. Yeah, dubbing is positioned as a theory-informed instructional strategy, not a creative supplement, grounded in linguistic frameworks and inclusive design. And sound-centered learning, students develop oral proficiency through listening, voice modulation, timing, and expressive spirit, all accessible without any visual input. Could you imagine? We are really helping blind person and blind people to learn. Especially on this case, it's about English as foreign language. We are helping the blind people in Indonesia to learn English better, to make them feel at home. We got three intersecting frameworks, genre-based approach, yeah. And this is a modern one. And also systemic functional linguistics. It will enable metafunctional analysis of the spoken output, examining the ideational, interpersonal, and textual meanings, and also effective pedagogy principle. Yeah, well, that's called effective pedagogy for a reason. It ensures inclusive design, learner agency, and equitable classroom interaction throughout the instruction. My goodness. And then next. Then this one, we got a research context. It's about location, the community-based English program in the western part of Java, Indonesia. And the participant is a blind and visually impaired student aged from 16 to 24 years old. And the program type is graduate research project focused on inclusive EFL pedagogy. And then next, we got a mixed method design in this one. This is, of course, my research about this. I do a mixed method design for example, classroom observation, metafunctional analysis, semi-structured interview, pre and post assessment. Oh, well, why dubbing works for oral proficiency? Well, prosody and intonation. Learners will practice pitch, stress, and rhythm naturally. Timing and pitching, synchronizing voice, your audio develops fluency and control. Expressive speech, emotional tone, and character voice build communicative range, and also listening comprehension. Close attention to original audio sharpens receptive skill. This is a pedagogical sequencing to the GBA. First, we go into the modeling, and then joint construction, and then also independence practice. We will be analyzing spoken output with the SFL, ideational metafunction, interpersonal, textual. And expected contribution on this one is the practical pedagogy. and auditory modalities and inclusive design. Of course, the world is getting more inclusive than ever, so why not embracing this kind of trend? From exclusion to equity. Before is a visual dominant instruction marginalized blind learner from speaking and listening activities. And then next is intervention. Auditory-based dubbing will center sound as the primary mode of language learning expression. It's not only dubbing. I think it's not only dubbing, but yeah, dubbing is one of them. It's like, so you do dubbing and then it will enhance your listening and speaking skill at the same time. I've proven it. Yeah, in my research, I've gathered a lot of data. So it's proven. And it takes how, I take account. How do I tell you this? How do I tell you this? I'm being accountable on this one. Yeah, I'm being accountable on this one. I know. The moment I start speaking English in front of the camera, that means I do need to believe that myself is getting improved from time to time. And the English is not a thing that you master on a night. It's something that you do on the long term. So that's why. So the visually impaired students participate. Yeah, they will participate fully in oral proficiency development with agency and confidence. So we need to think about accessibility. Look at that pictures. So good, yeah. A lot of laptops, people gathering at one. It's like they are making a podcast. So we need to rethink accessibility. Rethinking accessibility. Well, there's a quote in this one. True inclusions requires rethinking how it is oral proficiency, not just accommodating visual methods. Well, this research challenges the assumption that language learning must be visual first. By centering auditory modalities, we create space where all learners can thrive, not as accommodated exception, but as full participants in pedagogical design. The research impact: student age range, theoretical frameworks, 100% auditory access. Let's move forward. So this is a classroom pictures. Let's move forward, alright? Moving forward, a call for inclusive information. The key takeaways in this one is inclusive education must move beyond symbolic policy to substantive practice. And the auditory-based dubbing offers a structured, geo-informed pathway for oral proficiency. And sound-centered pedagogy creates equitable classroom interaction for visually impaired learners. Then the next steps is this research will provide adaptable models for EFL teachers and contribute to a growing body of evidence on inclusive language pedagogy. The futures of language learning is multimodal, accessible, and designed for all. Of course, that's what I'm trying to achieve on this one. Okay, we have been 14 minutes into the video, and this is the last slide. I think I've given my take on this one. Yeah. And also the camera is getting bluer than ever. I don't know, the camera is sometimes it's not working at all. I love you, Lumix. It just happened to be a very old friend of mine, and Lumix has do its job well on this one. Yeah. I just need to admit that this is very enlightening, becoming a researcher, like a scholar. You do a lot of things for the betterment of the world, of the universe. It's not only applicable to Indonesia, you know what I mean? Some people, have you ever seen a blind person do dubbing? They become doubles, but it's all audio. They do your command, the instruction, they give emotion to some cartoons characters by, reading the line. Working at the studio, why don't you ever think about that? Yeah, that's what I mean. As 15 minutes into the video, I think that's my take on this matter. My name is, Joseph Sabil Natalagawa. My real name is Novo Wankati. You can call me Navy, you can call me Naval, you can call me Opal. Whatever you want to call me, just don't call me something bad and something ugly. That's not appropriate. behave and be a good person, will you? Because everyone got their own battle that we don't know of. Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, I love talking like this, especially talking about scholarly things. Yeah, scholarly things. And then I don't know if it's gotta be, if it's going to be translated. Look at the camera. I mean, it's tracking again. I need to, come here, pal. Yeah. I don't know whether the camera is going to be, no. I mean, I don't know whether my English is gonna be translated into something, really good at the moment. And I'm turning the air conditioner on. You know what? I have been feeling like becoming autistic is not a limit for my life. So I've come a long way. Yeah, I would say that. I've come a long way, like from a long journey, from so many kind of the thunderstorm and typhoon and also rainbows in my life with a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So it's a long story to be told, but I'm good. I'm feeling happy that I could convey my thing in front of the camera right now, just like this one. I'll be editing the video and then add some color grading. I know this is the right angle, it's not angle, it's like angle. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, the pronunciation was sort of different. Lighting on the part of this way, like on this way, and like on the back part, and maybe I could add some feel like, but I'm not feeling really in the mood for that. But yeah, that's the thing. How do I like it? I like it. How do you like it? You like it. Let's make a world a better environment, a positive. Let's make a world a positive place, a better place. Let's make a world a better place. It's always something that I've always remember as a kid with autism. Let's make the world a better place to live in. Yeah, I don't like. Maybe on the next, I don't know. Maybe on the next part, I'll be talking about. As you can see at the preview on my LinkedIn, that's the first one. Inclusive all language learning, and then financial independency for all adult autistic. Financial independency. I know there's not a lot of people talk about it, but I'd be getting and jump into the trend to talk about it. And this is the reason why I use English, is of course to sharpening my English so I could go back again to outside of Indonesia. I can't go depend myself on Indonesian language, since not so many people in the world, not so many person around the globe is speaking Indonesian's language. Bahasa Indonesia. Yeah. And also laughing different, romantic relationship with autistic adult. And what is it? I got a lot of things, but I haven't been able to publish this one to my LinkedIn. Probably on the next session. But I thank you. As you can see, that's my words on this one. And yeah, thank you. I'm going to say thank you. I'll see you on the next video. Probably we're wearing the same clothes again. Same suit and same clothes. Or maybe I will say. Yeah. Well, thank you and goodbye.